Are you going to use heat or are you going to use ice? Today, I'm going to answer a question that so many people ask me. I get asked this question more than any other question every single week. Do I use heat or do I use ice? And I'll tell you, unless if you are a rock star, superstar athlete, which one did you choose? Heat, okay? Go with heat. Here's why. Anytime when you first have an injury, okay, that joint is gonna swell up, right? When in doubt, do not use ice, because the same scientist that came out with the version RICE, which is rest, ice, compression, and elevate, recently in the last couple of years has came out and says he can no longer confidently recommend the ice anymore, because what he is seeing is ice is limiting blood flow to certain areas and it's not allowing your joints, your muscles, your tendons, your cartilage to heal correctly. So if you just had an injury and it's all swollen, you put ice over it, what's gonna happen? Now the swelling goes down, but swelling is a form of you healing. Okay, that means your body is healing on the inside. You put ice over it, yes, you de-inflame the area, wow, you could move it again, but the next day it swells up even more and healing stops. Whereas if you've had chronic pain for a while, wow, and you're just constantly, going back and forth, after gardening, it heats up, it lights up, and you try to think, oh, maybe I should put some ice on it. No, ice is gonna make it worse. Your body is telling you that pain is there, right? Pain's there because something is wrong. Don't just ignore it. Don't just put ice on it and just give it a go. We had a patient the other day. He's been a mechanic for years, 35, 40 years. And you know what he's been doing for the last 35, 40 years? He goes to work, comes home, does what he needs to do, work on his car some more, and eventually when it flares up, he just stops, put the ice pack on there, and after about an hour, he can get back on it again. But over the last 35 to 40 years, his lower back has been getting worse and worse and worse, to the point now where standing is even a problem, okay? Because he never really used heat. Now, if you've had a chronic problem, which is a problem for more than 3 months, and you still think that maybe you gotta use some heat once in a while, well, I think it's time to get checked by a competent chiropractor to see exactly what's happening. Whether it's in your neck or your lower back, something's wrong. When it's been happening over and over and over again and it's never gotten better, well, there's a problem in there. What if I can tell you that when you come into our office, if I can help and if maybe even minimize the pain, and we could figure out what's going on and we could do it in a way that is safe, effective, and affordable. Would you do it? Absolutely you would. So give our office a call, okay? And put the ice pack and heat pack away, especially the ice pack, all right? I already dropped mine. You should drop yours.